Hello guys and welcome to my guide on how to play Sova. If you are one of the 94.3% of people that aren't subscribed, then please consider subscribing for more informative content. Back to the video. Sova is an information guy similar to Cypher, an agent who collects information for his team. He proves useful on both the attackers and defenders because he is able to get mass amounts of information very quickly, and even without them noticing if the arrow placement is solid. Section 1. Abilities. Owl Drone. This is a drone that has a camera attached that can spot and even tag enemies. The idea is cool, but the drone is very easily destroyable, so getting tag is quite hard. If used correctly, it can get you and your team a significant amount of information on both sides. Shock Bolt. This is one of his bow and arrow abilities that when fired lands and creates a field of electricity that does a portion of damage to anybody inside it. Recon Bolt. This is another of his bow and arrow abilities that when it lands creates a field that reveals the position of the enemy players in direct line of sight to the arrow. This ability proves very useful in a competitive stance. Hunter's Fury. This is Sova's ultimate that blasts a beam through the map that does a significant amount of damage to any of the players it hits. It also tags the player, revealing their location for a blink of time, meaning you can usually get a kill from this. Section 2. How to play Sova. On the defense side, Sova needs to be placing his recon arrows in positions where enemies might be waiting to push to reveal if they are going to go to a specific site or not. His recon arrow can be used in many different ways, but the most common is to generally reveal enemy locations. You can try to use his shock bolts to do a little bit of damage to players, but most likely not be killing anybody. The recon drone is another way he can get information for his team and get a tag on a specific enemy. As you can see, Sova's main purpose is to give information to his team, which is a very significant role in a competitive stance. On the attacker side, Sova pretty much does the same thing. He needs to identify vendor positions using his recon arrow and his drone, telling his team where they are playing to make it easier for a push. Shock darts can prove useful on an attacker if you check corners and if you have lineups for common spots to do a significant amount of damage to those players and maybe even push them out of that spot. Section 3. Tips. If you haven't already, click the card in the top right to watch my Sova arrow lineups that I have created, including all of the maps. Use his abilities at every opportunity you get, and never not use your recon arrow on a round, because he is the most viable information guy on your team if you do not have a Cypher. But then again, depending on what you think, Sova or Cypher, it depends on the playstyle. So some people prefer Sova and some people would prefer Cypher. At the end of the day, they both give information. And just remember to use your recon arrow every round. The drone is perceived as useless, but it gives you and your team more information. So if you don't have a recon arrow at this point, then just use your drone. It's going to get you information, so you might as well use it. Don't cheap out on it because it can come in handy, especially when the recon arrow has a specific amount of time for it to refresh. So if it is refreshing, use your drone. It's still going to get you some information and help you and your team out. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. I hope you enjoyed and this helped you. If it did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.